The top six, let's be honest, we want them in it, we need them. The huge, massive institutions in this country. What is the dream for young players coming into this sort of professional football now? It almost feels like there'll be no Premier League, there's no Champions League. What is the stardust? What is the great thing about this? Jurgen Klopp said before the game, or maybe a quote from 2019, I don't want to play Real Madrid every week. Supporters don't want to watch that week in, week out. So as a player, what is the actual buzz with what is going on right now? There isn't one for anything.
What's up, guys? I'm back here with another video. Please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.
After a good performance, particularly in the first half, does that feel like a bit of a missed opportunity now tonight?
Yeah, it does. I think obviously when you come to a place like this, as a team as good as them, you have to put in two good halves, and we didn't do that. First half was very good. Second half we looked very tired. You know, when you're in that situation, you need to push up and you need to keep the ball better than we did. So that was disappointing. But you know, probably the Madrid game took a lot out of us as well. And you know, we're at our level second half. First half was good, like we say, but to beat a team like Leeds, you're going to have to put in a good 95 minutes, and we didn't do that.
Yeah, you needed that second goal tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, and we had chances. So again, same sort of thing, not taking those chances, but small positive again, we're creating those. But yeah, disappointing, especially when you're led for so long. And you know, Ali made some great saves, but you know, they had chances, so maybe a draw is a fair result in the end.
As you pointed out, they are a fit side, Leeds, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, but obviously we showed our fitness first half as well, and I think it was more the weak really, and not keeping it well enough second half. So they're a fit team, we're a fit team as well, but obviously we just didn't quite have the resources for the second half.
You did seem right at it, James, right from the start tonight. You would the high press and so on. Did the events of the last 24 hours play any part in that, do you feel?
I don't know. I think for us, obviously, we just try and concentrate on the game. There's obviously a lot going on, and you know, for us, we just have to try to be professional and concentrate on the game. That's the only thing we can control.
I mean, when as players did you start to become aware of all this talk of Super League?
Same as everyone else, I think, when it broke yesterday, and that's the first we heard of it.
It's all still fresh in the mind at the moment. Have the players had any chance to really discuss it or to absorb it at all?
I don't know. I think it's the same as everyone. There's a lot of questions. You know, I can only say my personal opinion. I don't like it, and you know, hopefully it doesn't happen.
Why don't you like it? What is it?
Probably the same reasons as everyone else have been talking about over the last day. Obviously, it's been difficult for us with having a game. We're trying to prepare on the game, but I can only imagine what's been said about it, and probably agree with most of it.
Yes, and do you feel as players that there is a little bit of an unwelcome spotlight on you as a team?
You know, I think the players obviously have no say, so obviously the welcome we got to the ground tonight felt a bit unjust, obviously, because we're here to play football and no control of it. But you know, for us, we just need to get on the field and try to finish the season strong.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Well, you will get supported. I promise you'll get supported. It's tough being a player. It's tough being a manager. It's tough being a coach. They're in the clubs. They're employees. But honestly, everybody is with you.
But you're right, Jamie, because our meeting room normally on a Monday afternoon is bouncy, isn't it? It's full of energy about a show that we're looking forward to do today. We were shocked, stunned, dejected, didn't know which way to turn on this, did we?
Yeah, and we were almost waiting, to be honest. A lot of it was hinging on Jurgen Klopp's interview. We can say what we say, but you need these people who are right in the middle of it, in the midst of it, and they're almost going against their own employers, exactly what they're doing. And as soon as we saw the Jurgen Klopp interview, we actually saw it just before we came on air. Gives you a bit of confidence, belief that something can happen.
We've got footballers who've taken on the government this year on major issues. These lads, we talk about, is there any leaders in the game? You know, these are massive leaders. They're massive leaders. They stand up. They've got
People
a voice.
Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, they've got a voice. They know what to do. They know right and wrong. And actually, 25 years ago in the dressing room, we'd have been there, who don't go against your employers. These lads are willing to do it. They're willing to do it. They've got it in them to do it. And we're willing to do it on Sky now. We're empowered to be able to do it. We don't care that we're working for an organisation that might be embarrassed sometimes about what we say. We'll do the right thing because we have to.
Well, this is what Sky are saying right now, a statement which has just come through to us in this last few seconds. In the last 24 hours, Sky Sports has passionately articulated the views of football fans on the importance of preserving and sustaining the whole football pyramid. We are completely focused on supporting our long-term football partners in the UK and in Europe, already providing fans with the best live action from the best football competitions in the world, and we have not been involved in any discussions with the proposed breakaway European Super League.
Well, I'm glad Sky have come out with that, and what I would say is we're complaining about a breakaway. Let's not forget, Sky Sport and the Premier League were involved in a breakaway in 1992, and that revolved around 5 clubs, the big 5 then. And that's the funny thing now. The big 6 now wasn't that at the time. Everton were involved in that, and they were pushing for that. I don't think Man City or Chelsea would have been involved if this had come about 25, 30 years ago. So we're criticising that, but we work for a company that were involved in a breakaway. So are we hypocrites? Are we wrong? I mean, Sky TV took football away from terrestrial TV, and you've got to pay for it, subscription. I would say this is a lot worse. I think Sky, to be fair, have pumped a lot of money that back into players' wages, into facilities of training grounds, into stadiums. So let's not forget, we're involved with Sky, and people use that criticism of Sky, how football changed. And in some people's eyes, it's like football didn't exist before 1992, so let's get that right. But the thing with us, and when I'm talking about taking a stand, and we're asking players to go against their employers, right? I think me, yourself, pundits, when we're talking about getting involved, if this happens, would you be a pundit? Would you be an analyst? Would you commentate on these games in the Super League? Because I wouldn't.
There's one big thing to add before you make it, though. The reason that this is kicking off, and enough is enough, this is anti-competitive. This is anti-competitive. So the difference between 1992 and today is that we're talking about basically a franchise football. There isn't promotion and relegation. Clubs talking about leaving this league and going playing somewhere else and deserting their own, the communities where they were born. And the fact of the matter is, this proposal is sickening. You might not like 1992, you might not like subscription, you might not, but at least the pyramid and the relegation and the promotion is in place. The big thing here is that. And in terms of the new Super League, how can we speak about it like this and then go and work on it if it's in its current guise? Because let's be clear, there will be a project big picture comes back to the table of some way. There will be a proposal of some kind of a new Champions League. There will be a reshaped Premier League in some way whereby it moves forward. You know, Steve Parish, we've heard tonight talk about the fact that there might be some give and take along the way. But if they take away promotion and relegation,
there's no point
that's
doing
it. That's it. We might as well all pack in.
I think as well that when Sky and the Premier League got together, it was, you know, I'm sure we would argue this anyway, of course, it was the enhancement of the game, and it had the backing of the governing bodies at the time as well, which this very clearly doesn't. And perhaps there's an argument that the success of the Premier League has unfortunately driven this because others, like Real Madrid, have seen this and they want some of it for themselves.
There's some massive difference. Look, when Sky came in the early 90s and the investment went higher, let's just look at where the game was in the 80s, the tragedies of Heysel, of Hillsborough. The stadiums were rotting. The diversity within the stadiums of families, of women, of children was next to nothing. So if we look at the quality, we've got the best stadiums in the world in this country. We've got the great attendances. We've still got the best, most exciting football. We're back in the Champions League at the top again. The fairest distribution of wealth across the leagues, across the league. The Premier League is very fair in its distribution of its wealth. So my view is there are a lot of good things have happened out of that, what would be that 1992 element. Because the stadiums are better, the friendlier, the hooliganism has gone, the moodiness has gone. We've got still fantastic football that's revered around the world. However, people would argue, well, it's lost a bit of atmosphere. We've made it less affordable. I get that, but there's some positives as well. This is against the very fabric of sport.
It doesn't feel like there's almost an argument for the positivity of it, besides certain clubs being very rich.
Was that an added source of motivation for the players?
No, I just don't think it's right, because they put in our dressing room, and I know everybody knows what is the idea behind. I don't think I don't think we deserve that, to be honest, as a team, as that people bring us in these kind of situations. I don't like the way, like. A lot of people are now talking about Liverpool. This football club is a fantastic football club with millions and millions of supporters. They might not like the things what came up now, but in this specific moment, we cannot blame the team for that, because I take the criticism for everything. I take it for if we don't play well, I feel responsible for these kind of things, and the players do the same. But with this we have nothing to do, to be honest. And now people write articles about what they should do with us as a club, and I mean us as well. When we came here, the supporters were shouting at us. When we had a walk today, people were shouting at us in the city. You all have to be a little bit careful. We are people as well, and we know since yesterday, like you, all about it, and that is an emotional situation. And Gary Neville speaks about "You Never Walk Alone." That at least should already be forbidden, to be honest. So because we have a lot of rights to sing that anthem. It's our anthem and not his anthem, and he doesn't understand it anyway. So I really don't want these kind of things, because it's not fair. I understand all the talks around, and I don't like it as well. But I don't talk about other clubs now like this, and it can be emotional. But I would wish Gary Neville would be in a hot seat somewhere, and not everywhere where the most money is. He was at Man United, but when the most money is there, the Sky where the most money is, and all these kind of things. So don't forget that we have nothing to do with it. We sit in the same situation like you all. We got information, and we have still to play football. And you deal with us already like Martin Semmer said, damn them to hell. Did he write that today? These things are right? Really? That's really not okay, I have to say.
Quite understandably, as you said before the game, you've not had the chance to absorb it properly. You've not had the chance to talk about it properly yet. You've had a match to play in the meantime. Will there be an opportunity going forward, perhaps for you, to speak to the ownership, at least put your point of view across?
Look, our owners. I worked since 6 years in this club, and they're great people. They're reasonable people. They're serious people. They don't do things just like this. They are not like this. They're really good people, and they will try to explain me the decision. Definitely will I understand in the end. I don't know, but it's still not my decision, and it's just about that's how all employees. With all employees, I coach the football team, and I love doing that. And I'm responsible for the relationship maybe between the team and the supporters as well, a little bit. So, and I do that. And if people want to criticize me for the things which don't go right on the pitch, completely fine. But other things, that's not okay. And again, it's not about me. It's about the boys. I'm a grown-up man. It's not about me. I just think everybody should not forget. You have to make a difference there. Huh? So, and all the things we have spoken about, I get that. And you can react emotionally, but at one time you have to start thinking about it again as well.
Jürgen, appreciate your time.
Well, he clearly feels it's a little bit unfair. It's unjustified that he's having to answer all of these questions at a time